All right, 2 more videos, I think, is how I've got this one planned. So this one is about examining well-chosen evidence. So you will need in that orange spiral book, it's the 3rd handout. It's called handout 2A. You're going to do this one because we're going to be looking at evidence and kind of exploring evidence a little deeper. Our craft question, the other part of our craft question, that kind of is getting us back to that idea of what you've been working on about why countries and individuals joined World War I or got involved in World War I. We're going to be looking at evidence. Evidence is key to a lot of what you study, not just in language arts. It also is a key to your writing. So make sure that you are on that handout 2A. We're going to look at these words concision and precision. So if you want to, you can write these definitions either on the handout that's in that orange spiral book or add them to your notebook. Doesn't matter, but I want you to understand that concision is the noun form of the word concise. I'm sure you've heard the word concise a few times. Concise or concision is the quality of saying much in a few words, the quality of being short and to the point. So if you've ever heard anybody say that you're very direct, you're straight to the point. No one can ever say that they didn't understand what you were saying because you didn't add any flowery words. You didn't beat around the bush. You got straight to the point. You were concise. So you had concision. Precision or precise. Maybe you know the word precise, but precision is the state of being accurate or exact. So in your handout 2A, I want you to read the examples and answer the first set of questions directly below the examples before you move on. I will say if you need kind of some help, maybe you had that the first example is not an example of concision. There's only one line written by the writer, and the rest of the example is a quotation. So he's not being direct and short to the point. So that does not fall into that. Or maybe you have the second example is not an example of precision. There are a lot of general ideas, but there is no evidence. What was I saying? There's no evidence to explain or support the ideas. Kind of lost my notes there. So we're looking at this idea and the importance about creating a balance between quoted evidence and your own writing. Also, trying to find the good balance between too little evidence and too much. You don't want too little because it doesn't help your case, whatever it is that you're writing on, and too much just becomes a bogging down of your reader. They kind of lose interest, or they're like, okay, enough already. We've heard you. We know you're expert. Try to find the best stuff. So it's kind of trying to find the difference between too little, too much, but also what's the best. All right. For your exit ticket, I want you to look at, before I forget, complete the rest of that 2A. If for some reason you don't get it done in class, it totally can become homework, but it does need to be done, okay? And yes, you can write directly into that handout, just in case you didn't understand that. All right, your exit ticket is referring back to those articles 1A and 1B. And the half sheet, you should have the half sheet. You should have this question on here. So we're still coming back to this idea of what's happening in these 2 articles. So I want you to take a moment, summarize each article. So Article 1, you should have a sentence or 2. And Article 1B, you should have a sentence or 2. So you're summarizing each article in 1 or 2 sentences. And then when you're finished, you have 1 deep dive and you're good to go.